State lawmakers just wrapped up a meeting in Washington, D.C. with other state leaders and senior White House officials. The topic, preventing gun violence in their communities. Our Emily Longnecker talked with one state legislator who was there.
Among those lawmakers from Indiana, one who represents Indianapolis, Democratic State Representative Carrie Hamilton says she was invited in part because of legislation she's worked on in the past dealing with gun safety and preventing gun violence.
The invitation to Washington came on the 2-year anniversary of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which among other measures provided federal funding to communities for violence prevention initiatives, crisis intervention services, and school-based mental health services. The law also made it a federal crime to buy a gun for someone who can't own one.
That's keeping hands out of the guns of violent people who should not have guns.
Representative Hamilton, along with Indiana Democratic Representatives Maureen Bauer and Reagan Hatcher, were among legislators from across the country who discussed strategies for reducing gun violence in their states. Wednesday's gathering comes days after the United States Surgeon General declared gun violence an urgent public health crisis and called for a ban on assault weapons and large-capacity magazines for civilian use. The Surgeon General also called for universal background checks to buy guns and penalize people who didn't safely store their weapons. In past sessions, Representative Hamilton has been a part of proposed safe storage legislation and says that conversation needs to continue.
Maybe there are baby steps. It seems like maybe it's simple, but we could also start with to get the conversation rolling. A tax exemption for the purchase of those items, maybe some grant dollars to help expand access to safe storage for folks in the community.
Hamilton also said that state leaders need to be more proactive about tapping into federal funding that deal with gun violence prevention programs, particularly those that reach out to young people. In Indianapolis, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.